everybody, and welcome back to the Blu Ray Hunter. I'm the Blu Ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I've got a fun little show for you guys. I'm going to be giving my top 10 movies that I feel like should be upgraded from Blu-ray to 4K. So these are all Blu-rays. One day I might do a DVD to Blu-ray 4K kind of thing, but I'm gonna do right now just my Blu-rays that I think, and a lot of them are comedies, weirdly enough, which that doesn't even sound like generally people are like, oh wait, an action movie should be, but the way that I kind of view it is if it's like one of my favorite films, I want it to be in the highest format it can be because I like to have all my ones there, and so I buy a lot of my favorite movies on 4K before I buy other movies that I might not even have. So to begin with, I want to show off this one, which is 10 Things I Hate About You. This is number 10. It's 10 Things I Hate About You. Um, I love this movie to death, and I would love for it to be on 4K. I don't think it's on 4K yet. Now a lot of these I did not, some of them I did not go and look up and see if they're on 4K, but I'm pretty sure that one is not yet. So if it comes out in 2024, that'd be great. Next is The Girl Next Door. One of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely love this movie. It's in my top 20 films of all time. Um I watch it all the time. And that's the big thing is if I watch this all the time, I a lot of times it gets worn out and everything and messed up. So I would rather have a new format that has it so I can wear that one out. Next is Empire Records. I don't know if you are a big fan of that movie like I am, but I love that movie and I think it definitely deserves a 4K. Um, the one thing I don't like is the bootleg version, but thankfully this one did not have the bootleg version, I think is what it was called. And I think that was uh the director's cut kind of version and I didn't like that. I didn't like it was it was not as much fun for me. I enjoyed some of the deleted scenes, but I felt like it didn't need to be in there and the way they did it just wasn't great. Another one that I'm pretty sure is never gonna get a 4K. I wish it would, but I just don't see it, is Heavyweights. So there you go, Heavyweights. I think that was number 6, number 7. So it's number 7 is Heavyweights. I I love that movie to death. Um, but unfortunately, I just don't see Disney like thinking about it and putting it out on 4K. I don't think Disney does that for a lot of their stuff except for their animation. So a lot of their live action movies from Disney, they don't concentrate on putting those out on 4K. Older ones. Speaking of, I think this is Fox, I believe. So Fox is now owned by Disney. Is The Sandlot, another kind of kids movie that I just absolutely adore, and I feel like it should be on 4K. I would definitely buy it on 4K. Um Next is a movie that definitely I feel like should be this number 5, and it is Clerks. So Clerks 3 is on 4K, but Clerks 1 and Clerks 2 and I don't think Chasing Amy or I know Chasing Amy got a Blu-ray. But they don't think you have 4K. Mallrats got a 4K. I'm gonna be buying that soon. From Arrow. But, you know, there you go. All right, number 4 is Swingers. I don't think this is ever gonna get a 4K, but it'd be nice to see it on 4K. Doug Liman does such a great job. Um, does such a great job directing this film. Even though a lot of it's just talking, but there are some really good shots in it and stuff, especially when they sort of make fun of the Reservoir Dogs scene. I loved it. So, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I would love to see it get a 4K upgrade. Okay, here's an interesting one because parts 2 and 3 are on 4K. Part one is not, and because they're from different production distribution companies, and that is Maniac Cop. Please, Synapse. I know you might have a problem with William Lustig or whatever issue that you're having. Please just upgrade this to 4K so collectors like me who are gonna buy the 4K for part two and three can put this in there with the 4K for part two and three. Like I would love that. Um, but Maniac Cop, I just bought this on Blu-ray, but I would definitely upgrade it to 4K this year if need be, if it comes out. All right, another movie that I don't think is on 4K. I'm not sure, but I've never seen it on 4K. And I feel like it should get one, and number two should get one as well. Just why not? Is Boondock Saints. Fucking classic film. I love this movie to death. If you haven't seen it, it's a classic. It's so much fun. I adore this movie. So definitely go check it out. And last but not least, my favorite movie of all time. The movie, if you know me, you know what my favorite movie of all time is, hopefully. And that is Ed Wood. And that I do not believe is on 4K. Definitely deserves one. Um, the interesting thing is uh they had this had like a whole thing on cross dressers or something, and this actually had it on there, but it's off the special features list. But I believe this actually had that on the Blu-ray. This is my favorite movie of all time. It's the movie I quote like the most out of everything else in the world. I love this movie to death. If you're a filmmaker, indie filmmaker at all, you've hopefully seen this movie. If you have not and you're an indie filmmaker, what are you waiting for? Like this movie is the almost an indie filmmaking maker's guide to making movies. It is amazing. Johnny Depp does a great job, and it needs a 4K upgrade. All of these movies need a 4K upgrade, I believe. But as I said, a lot of us either family movies or they are comedies and stuff that like I just don't see them getting a 4K, and I feel like they should. Other movies like Tommy Boy or any of the old Adam Sandler movies like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, I would love to see those get like Wedding Singer, get all of them get 4K upgrades. I would buy them, in a second. I would buy them over like Marvel, stuff. Just because I love them. They're my favorite movies. I watch them all the time on my Blu-ray. I've got So I Married an Axe Murderer on 4K, which I would never have thought that movie would have gotten a 4K. So why not, something like Sandlot? Why isn't the Sandlot? Boondock Saints. Why aren't they on 4K? So if you're able to do that, I say do it. Put it on 4K. So. All right, well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, and join me I think next week is when we'll be back with more episodes. Until then, everybody, bye.